So today's video is going to be a chatty tutorial Tuesday, so let's just get into it. So starting with my Revolution Hydrating Primer. It's a good primer, it just leaps everywhere, I find, like that's just glued everywhere. So that's what I think to the primer. Like, I might have it in my collection again, like I might get a second tube, but I also might look into like other primers. It's still hydrating but a lot less gooey. That kind of went in my under eyes, went in my eyes slightly. I think we might have finished this. Probably using far too much, but figured I'd finish it. It's been a very good primer, it's just very sort of sticky. At the moment I'm not really buying much makeup, I'm just sort of trying to use what I have and only buy something when it's a necessity to buy. This gets very messy, but I do like these Revolution Pro Lightning Drops. I like stuff from Revolution, I just don't like the nostalgic collabs. It's one that I'd say I use a lot less as a brand. I wouldn't say I don't completely not support it, because I do. I just don't typically tend to buy everything, or typically tend to use them as much as I use other brands like Maybelline. Like, I like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I love the Maybelline Fit Me range in general. Just concealing this spot. My skin's probably very dry at the moment. I'm going to blend out my concealer, so that's where I sort of am with Revolution. I've made like a whole video where I talked about Revolution and used some of my favourite Revolution beauty products. Like, I still like them as a brand. I still like the brand, I just don't like everything they do, and I don't really like their copycat brand. Where if you want to know more about me talking about it, then I will link that video down below if you want to know more on it. So that's where we're at with like Revolution and that, in terms of using their products. Probably use quite a bit of concealer. You need to probably mattify that a bit, because all that is very sort of dewy. Pushing it into that spot a bit. Might go in with a beauty blender and just blend it. and that's been something I've been liking doing, is just going over with a sponge through my sponges. Next month we're turning 19. What? Literally, I will, in January, have been on YouTube like 3 years. We're turning 19, which is half crazy, half exciting. Sometimes it feels like it's only just yesterday that I was like, yeah, I'm turning 18, but it's using my Maybelline Fit Me powder. Give this a little try, see what I think. This is like the powder puff that comes with it, so I'm going to see what I think. Probably not doing it right. Give it a go. Probably brush out some of that. Basically you get like your powder here, and I'm gonna got the powder puff there. The Maybelline City Bronzer, so I think 2022 is low-key made me feel a little bit old. Like I'm turning 19 this year and I'm turning 20 next year. Like, that's crazy. That is a lot of bronzer, and that probably doesn't even look that good. It'll look better when the rest of my makeup's done, but got an itch of my nose, so I'm going to be using my Maybelline Cheek Heat Blush. Literally don't even need a lot. Like, taking my real Fennings blush brush and just blending. I like a lot of Maybelline products. Like, I do think their products are pretty reasonably priced, in my opinion, and they're great quality products. And book update. I just put it all into one video. We're on page 174. Like, we are so close to the end of this book. This is all about pop art and talking about the history of pop art, and it's quite a short book. So if you're not into long books, then it's a great choice for you. And now I'm just going to take my Revolution highlighter. And I'm just going to probably get far too much pigment. So I probably do need to blend that out a little bit, and I've probably put it way too high. It's just bringing my highlight down that would make my makeup look 20 times better and a lot less orange. Blend it more and bring it down a bit more. Like I'm not just sticking it too high up. Because I'm like, that doesn't always look good on me, I find. Pretty much all the face makeup I generally tend to use. Like, I do not wear foundation every day. Foundation probably like 3 times a week. Filming days and stuff at the weekend. My eyebrows done to the back so that they can be done. It's getting kind of weird. Just use this. Then I just go around it a little bit. Concealer. And then I go back in with like kind of just defines the shape a little bit. Literally doesn't always go right, like sometimes it just looks like I put concealer in my eyebrows, but give him a defined shape and give the brow bone a highlight. Kind of a big step, kind of not a big step in my makeup routine. Primer next. Let's go for the primer. This is my shadow primer. And like my 4th tube, I think. Or like this point with the Barry M Lid Lock primer. I like putting my shadow palettes in this drawer just to make things a tad easier, so obviously have my display palettes. November there'll be like a beauty room tour. It's in the jeweled palette. Like viewers, that's really gone all over the shop. I'm going to try and fix that. Seeing what colours we have. palette to like fix it. I'm gonna start with my inner corner, and I'm just gonna go with this pink shimmer. I might have to go back into some micellar water and just clean it up. Might have to go back in with some concealer because I'm like, that just went a bit. Sometimes it just does go a bit crazy, and sometimes you do just have to clean it up with concealer. It gives such a good. Admittedly now I've kind of lost it, and I've got concealer everywhere on my crease. There, I've got concealer. So I might have to re-put down the colour but a little bit, but I think I'm going to set it with powder there, so I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me powder again. I think, ooh, this brush has got a bit pink. I do love the MUA palettes. I had to resist buying a couple more of these limited edition. They're limited edition nude ones, which I had to really resist buying because it's like, I don't need palettes when I don't do that are neutral. When I don't do neutral, and I've got neutral colours, so I don't really do neutral eye makeup that often. So it's a case of I don't really need anything neutral until I've used a lot of this. Because neutral's definitely not my choice of makeup all of the time. Sometimes I like doing a neutral look. Need to reset that in place, I think. I have to go back in with some concealer under my eyes because that kind of got a bit ruined, so back in with Maybelline Fit Me. Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Luckily I didn't get creases under my eyes. I haven't seen any, so I'm not too sure. Got slightly of wing. So I'm going to do my inner corner again with that pink. Literally, I have no idea what the time is. My watch is charging, so pretty much I have no clue what the time is. So I'm going to dip into the brown. That's similar to the browns in the Revolution palette. Didn't think I really needed this palette, but I wanted both of them. I wanted these two palettes essentially. Like, that's why I don't tend to buy these palettes, because I usually want both. Like, I never just want one, I always want both. I'm like, there's no point buying either of them because it's two new palettes added into the collection that are both neutral, but I'm probably not going to use that often. So I'm like, there's just no point sometimes in buying everything, especially if you know you're not going to use it. Like, So I'm just going to take my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And decide what colour to put on. I think I'm going to go with this brown. These I find I don't need to always spray. Might spray it just to give it a bit better colour payoff. I can even spray it without it going down the brush. Give it a bit better colour payoff. I think that's got it on. Sometimes I struggle to know what's a matte and what's a shimmer in the palette. I think I'm gonna go to a different palette now. I think we're gonna go with this Revolution palette, which has the pink shimmer that I have already hit pan on. Like, that's what it looks like. Because I'm like, I do this look so often. See, I vary it up today also. Usually I just go for the Revolution, but I want to try and use all of my makeup. Something I've been trying to work towards, because I thought a lot this year, like, you have such nice makeup in your collection, like, you need to use it. Probably use so much setting spray. Probably run down my face because I've used a ton of setting spray. I think with makeup, a lot of it is finding techniques that work for you. I think that's my eyeshadow. Look, see, I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna need a bit of concealer just to cover up. There is that just don't look as good, like. It's kind of made there get really dark. So it's going to be back in the concealer. Did use in my beauty blender a bit more. Found it a pain to wash, so that's partly why I didn't use it. These brushes are a lot easier to wash. Add a bit more highlighter as well because I've got so much concealer. Then back in the powder. So I need to set this, otherwise it just slides right off when I sweat. I've come to the conclusion my skin's not like oily, it just I sweat, but my skin's really dry. Really going back in with some face makeup just to really make sure my face makeup actually isn't just mudded together. that we actually do have like brush bronzer highlight. I just like to go back in and go over it. So then we're going to move to eyeliner because I think this will really put it together using my Rimmel Scandalous eyeliner. Looks more silver than black. Gonna use my Revlon Big Bad Lash Mascara. Then I'm gonna couple that with my Million Volume Lashes Mascara by L'Oreal. Pretty good mascara. This is like this, I think, is like, and a lipstick are like the two things I've tried from Revlon. I have not tried a ton from Revlon. And that was my mascara face, as it's known. Had this for quite a while, like at Christmas I'm going to do like an organisation, declutter style videos, sort of organising my makeup, seeing what I actually use and don't use. And I need to go back and use my eyeliner because I'm like this just doesn't look good. There's where I put eyeliner. Don't love the applicator on this, but I'm trying to use it up. And I got it in my eyebrow. Not really much I can do. Find a cotton pad and clean it up after I've finished. That's what I'm going to do for mascara. Need to get some. Then I'm going to take my Barry M pencil liner, which is so tiny. So now we're moving on to lips. Thinking I'm gonna go with this. So this is the final look. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.